with COVID, this was, in recent history, one of the few moments in a matter of days or weeks, people changed their behavior drastically. And we've seen across a variety of markets changes in behavior because of concerns for coronavirus, for concerns for your health. Many of these changes have been eating from home, working from home, not going to gym, doing exercises from home. The companies that want to keep offering these services to have to adapt very quickly. That actually improved. They got better. Why? Because now people are at home and they need furniture to work. And so companies like Wayfair, online furniture store company, e-commerce, has done very, very well. Their stock price has improved 1,000% in a few months, 1,000. And so in traveling, airlines and hotels has been, restaurants also to some extent, gyms, just like they've fallen off a cliff in terms of revenue, 60, 70, 80, 90. There's a client of mine has 99.4% of loss of revenue. But the important thing is that their customer base switched from one to another channel. So from restaurants, from physical delivery to online delivery. Some restaurants have been doing very well, but they need to figure out the delivery port. You probably don't need to change the five steps of the recipe of decoupling. People will not stay in their houses forever. How does the company acquire a customer? Even digital companies like Facebook or Airbnb and Uber and others, and even Amazon, acquired customers offline in the beginning, in the real world, went to events and things like that. So I think still offline activities might have a lot of benefit in terms of acquiring customers. Part of the reason is there's so much competition online. But you're right that there's one element, which is a step 4, in which you have to increase the specialization costs, essentially make it cheaper or faster or easier for your potential customer to acquire your activity or service and give up from another big company, what we call the incumbents. But it's not just cheaper, faster, and easier anymore. Right now, in some cases, it's healthier, right, or safer becomes a priority. And after they understand that it's healthy or safe, and then they'll still want cheaper, faster, and easier. But there's now a higher level priority, which is you want to maintain your health levels. So you're right. There should be now a little change to the formula, but you can still acquire customers offline. That's still very effective. Yeah, so companies that responded well. I think Airbnb responded very well. It banned parties, it banned big gatherings. Whoever in the beginning, whoever booked and already paid, they gave them the money back, and they gave some money to the host of the house. They treated both sides very, very well. So even McDonald's has done very well. It's lost and then grew sales dramatically. Part of the reason is people who liked McDonald's before keep thinking it's safe. I can just go pick it up. And they've made much easier picking up with this app. You just arrive, park your car, they come, take it, give it to you. So sales have rebounded dramatically. And even the people who lost income right now, they're having to eat more of McDonald's. It's not healthy, but that's what they've chosen to do. And so that made sales of McDonald's grow. I don't have any example off the top of my head in South Korea. I know Hyundai has done very well. This week, Hyundai showed a very good results in terms of sales of new cars. And all car companies, they went down a little bit. People started buying a lot of used cars instead of new cars because it was cheaper and things like that. But now new passenger cars have been rising, and Hyundai has done very, very well. My main advice to how to defend yourselves is don't wait for the enemy to become big for you to defend yourself. One is attack while they're small. And one form of attack is do decoupling, practice decoupling. Create startups within your organization that are innovative, that are separate from your main strategy, that are trying to grow and attack other big companies, right? Bring in-house, bring disruption into your house, because then you can see it, you can feed it, you can understand it, you can control it, and you can try to benefit from it. Airbnb, all the hotels saw the opportunity, could have done the same thing before, and none chose to do. And now in the last few years, the ones have chosen to do, they will not be able to catch up Airbnb, because Airbnb is a rocket ship, and now they're deciding to build a little paddle board. Which it feels like they're paddling in Airbnb is like a rocket ship. You can see the numbers. There's no way to catch up. Companies that were the dominant companies, the dominant hotel companies in the world, are just in big trouble. So what we say is the pandemic is a tectonical shift. It's not an evolution. It just shifts the earth. And so it shifts the business world in a very different way. Consumer solution first, then a business model that will adapt to this consumer solution that you want to provide. And then how can technology play a role in this? You will have these three elements that you need to handle and put together and create many, many new opportunities. So I'm sure in 5-10 years from now, we will be talking about multi-billion-dollar companies, very, very fast-growing startups that did not exist when we had this conversation today. So from here, 10 years, a lot will change, and it depends on having a recipe, having a way to think about, organized way to innovate, as opposed to, let me just come up with an idea and try to see if it works.